Hello, good friends. I'm so happy to be able to share with you this beautiful display of china. This vintage china is the same pattern as what my great grandmother had, and I only had a piece or two of it, but had a good friend share with me so many lovely pieces of it, and I got real excited. But this was way back, like months ago, and I decided that I wanted to make a really lovely tribute to my great grandmother and set all that up. But first, I've got to clear off the piano. Wow, that's a lot of stuff, y'all. But I've left that particular vignette up there for many months because, I had the flu. Came down with the flu on Thanksgiving Day, and I normally do my nativity scene up there. I didn't even do that this year. I was not in good shape. But the good thing about this kind of display, did you see that wooden spoon? I think I had something propped up with that wooden spoon. Okay, and my forever books. And that was hiding behind the piano, which is a Christmas thing that I would have put up there above the nativity scene. All right, now here I go with my Old English spray polish, because that piano is very old and it's dry and it's thirsty all the time. And I found these two home interiors prints, and they were marked $12.95, but half price, and then the second one was free at the thrift store where I got these. So I got both those for $3.50. And the little gold sconces are now, well, what are you going to call this color? Well, they're just a different color. They're not gold. Well, someone had spray painted them silver, and I knew that would never do. So I did go in. It'll be included in an upcoming DIY video. You'll see all the different colors that I put onto it. But I came up with what I thought looked like a color that would blend with these frames, because I had in my mind that I would use them on the wall on the sides of these frames. And my method of putting up pictures is I measure with my heart. Most of the time, my heart, and not my tape measure. I have like 70 tape measures, I could do that. But can't see through my head with the clip on it, y'all. What I do is I say, okay, let's see, where are the little things that stick up, and where do the nails need to be? And okay, 2 finger widths between the sconce and the side of the frame, and the bottom of it should be 3 finger widths above the bottom. And to get those pictures, I measured a hammer length from the crown molding to the top of the frame. Ooh, I'm a mess. All right, so I've got all these set up there, and that clock had stopped running, and the battery was dead, but the main problem was the hands got, caught on one another, those little thin clock hands. So I fixed that, and it goes back up later. But you can see over to the left there, that display, it just needs refreshing for all the reasons. Now that's my one and only piece of probably actual true ironstone, that picture. The lamp ended up being, very, very inexpensive. Was it about $3? 3 or 4? Who can remember? But it wasn't very much, and it had the shade on it and everything, and I've never had a lamp with a blue shade, and I thought I would take it off, but when I turned the lamp on, I really liked it. Now, as you can see, that lamp is going to block the pictures, it's going to block the little shelves, so I decide the little side table over there is going to be where it should go. And I do need to take away all the other stuff so that I can start fresh. But guess what? It's too low over there. So what do I do whenever I have a need for shelf risers or anything? My books come to the rescue. So what I did was I messed around with 4 stacks of books. It's the same 2 stacks that were on top of the piano just a few seconds ago. And I rearranged them until they were fairly, within 1/8 of an inch level with each other. And that makes the lamp a more correct height to kind of blend with what's happening up there on the wall and soon to be on the piano. I did put a doily under it, and I put my little deer. I have brass deer, and they're just so sweet. Okay, so then I had to decide, what am I going to do? Oh, that shelf to the right still has a lot of Ben's things on it. That's when he comes in from work and needs a place to park his receipts and his wallet and anything that happens to be in that man's hands. It's either going to go on top of my piano or it's going to land in that bowl on the top shelf of that thing on the right. So I can't keep it as cute over there as I wish I did. So I've gotten in the habit of hanging a scarf. That's a scarf. It's kind of a mauve colored scarf with lace on the edge. And that kind of just camouflages just a little bit. I could improve it. I see some vitamin bottles over there. Why? Why does he do this? It's his house too. I need to share. Okay, so look at the wood peg racks that I'm putting platters. Now the platters in the back are not the Hazel by Scio. Is that how you pronounce that maker name? Hazel by Scio. Oh, for the love, I hear my dog going nuts because we're expecting a package from UPS. Time out. I'm back. Okay, so the maker of that pattern is Scio, and that pattern is Hazel. And I have found several beautiful pieces, not several, but a few. I had a few pieces, and then like I said, I had someone very sweet and kind share with me lots and lots more pieces of it, and it's just such, in my eyes, I think it's very sweet because it looks to me to be like a 1940s pattern. I need to research that. Okay, I'm putting a cup and saucer up on these little shelves, and there is a groove. There's a plate groove on those little tiny shelves. How perfect is that? Okay, so I got my little plate, cup and saucer, and a little creamer up there, and then I had little odds and ends pieces that I played around with until I found an arrangement that I thought was pleasing to me. Now I did have a bowl, and I had a bowl shared with me. And I do have a few more plates, but I do believe they may be mixed in with my vintage china collection. That is, I have a massive collection of mixed china plates, like at least 200 dinner plates, and that's ridiculous. But I used them for my daughter's weddings. We seated about 200 guests and served a meal on the vintage china. So, it was a little bit justified, but a lot of work. Those dishes had to be washed. All right, now I'm going to find some easels so that the dinner plates can be put evenly left and right. There's the bigger easels for the dinner plates, and I have two tiny easels that I was going to put two of the little bowls on, and I'll tell you a trick about getting those deeper. Now the little bowls are not very deep. I think they're probably berry bowls. They're not a soup bowl. They're just tiny. And they're not a saucer, they're a bowl. Okay, here I am scratching, running my mouth too, scratching a price tag off and talking to someone in my home. Imagine that. Okay, so I get the plates up there, and that is lovely. Loving that. Okay, and then I decide those smallest little bowls need to go on those little tiny easels. But a bowl doesn't want to stand up straight in an easel. So what I ended up doing is, instead of opening the easel as spread out as far as it is intended to go left and right, if you bring it closer together so that it'll be deeper, if you were to spread it all the way out flat. Did you see me estimating and judging with my eyes and my hands over there? Doing that. If you make the easel narrower, it will accommodate a small bowl. Okay, now of course I want to add some florals. Okay, Ben with that obnoxious bright shirt. He can't be trusted to shop for himself. That's what he comes home with when he goes shopping for himself. He said he liked it because it felt cool, like the temperature cool. He couldn't care less if it's, like Fonzie cool. No, hey, that's not what he's talking about. So anyway, he has to hurt my eyes with that obnoxious bright color. Anyway, I love him. He's the best. So I'm putting the pink flowers in there, and a few of the pink ones that drape over. That's really sweet. And I'm loving that. Oh, that's just so romantic. And that piano being so dark and the dishes being so light, I'm loving the contrast. There's a few stragglers that I decided to put in just as a softening effect. I could have put a runner, a crocheted doily runner, could have done it, but I really liked the way that looked, just the dishes on the dark wood. Thought that was great. And then I had a couple little sprigs of greenery. I think those are actually hops. Maybe the real season for hops would be the fall, but those have really pretty colors on them. Again, with the bright shirt going through. Good grief. He was busy that day. Okay, so this is how the whole scene looks together. And that's just precious. That's just the best. And the big framed art looks pretty. And the little lamp looks so pretty. And there's the deer that my granddaughters play with as if they were a stuffed animal. One time I found the deer laying down with covers on them like they were taking a nap. Look at that. If that's not beautiful, granny chic, that is the epitome of granny style right there. And I am it. I am granny style. I am cottage. I was cottagecore before cottagecore existed. Granny cottage all the way. I love shabby chic as well. I don't do as much shabby chic because I feel like it's so feminine that my guys don't appreciate it as much as I do. But look at the details on the plates. So pretty. That's giving me a lot of joy. I've had that up there a few days now, and it has really blessed my heart, given me all the good endorphins when I look at it. Look at the painting. There's true artistry in the pattern. The covered dish over there with the knob glued back on it, and it gets to have a second chance at my house. So pretty. The platters, well, all these pieces have gold edging that is naturally with age worn off. Now, I was saying that the platters in the very back are not the same pattern, but I liked including them in this display because it was, you know, all the same genre, the same decade, 1940s platters. That's what those look like. Now it's my friend Doris that I want to give the special thanks to, because I wouldn't have had as many pieces of this very special china if she had not taken the time to literally ship them to me. Now the moment you've been waiting for, the reveal of my doll's name, Mabel Louisa. And the reason that I wanted to name her Mabel Louisa is because that photo in my mother's hallway is of my grandfather who had a sister that only lived to be 16 years old. We think that she may have passed with tuberculosis, but her name was Mabel Louisa, and she was born in 1902, and I just felt it was an appropriate name from the probably one of the close to the same year that this doll might have been made. So precious. So thank you to everyone who gave such great suggestions. Thank you also for taking the time to watch, for spending a few minutes playing house with me. I do love to play with my goodies that I find on my thrift hauls. And if you have not subscribed before and you enjoy my content, just click the subscribe button. It would make me so happy. Thank you.